What's up, folks? If y'all don't mind, I want to take a little time to talk about the Antichrist. So, if you believe that the Bible is a playbook written by the elite and that every ancient text is a psyop and that it's just all fake, then you can dig this. If you believe that there are characters in the Bible that were able to slip out of time and space and see into the future and write it down, then you'll dig this also. So, the Bible talks about the Antichrist. It gives a bunch of parameters for him, a bunch of signs to look for, and also explains that there have been many, and even back then there was the Antichrist, and the Antichrist spirit. There's been a lot of good candidates through time. Hitler almost got that one world government going, and he would have been a great Antichrist. But the world stage is getting set up for an actual new world order, an actual one world government. We've got the EU, run by Brussels with unelected officials. That's the model. They're working out the kinks there, but they're trying to get through the same thing here with the American Union, and which they just shook hands today on some NAFTA stuff. So the stage is getting set for the one world government, and then they'll have that one world leader, and he will be the Antichrist. The thing with Time magazine here is when somebody is in some elite satanic person and they're pushing their agenda, or them, they put them on the cover with the devil, little devil horns there. I mean, not to mention that red, black, and white are the satanic colors. Like, look at any award ceremony from the last 5 years. Every single person is dressed in white, black, and red. That's it. You're not allowed in unless you're dressed with the Church of Satan colors, okay? And now, I mean, if you look at the EU and you look at this building in Brussels they built, I mean, you can't make this up. You can't make this up. They literally designed it exactly like the most famous painting of the ziggurat, the Tower of Babel, which was Nimrod, the original Antichrist, the original character who wanted a one-world system. The guy who started it all, right? I'm sure everyone looks up to him. Nimrod, the hunter of men. So, I mean, just look at that, alright? Take it for what it is. That's Brussels, unelected leaders running all of Europe as a one government. So, they're gonna marry that into the North American Union, into the Asian Union, and you'll see it all unfold. I mean, first there's probably going to be a fake alien invasion or some shit. You know you're being set up for it, right? Or some kind of like massive war. Some reason that they're going to need this guy to come on the scene. He's going to rescue everybody. He's going to do it all with rainbows and love and all the new age stuff that everyone loves, right? It's all going to be appeared as like an angel of light. He's here, and there'll be no more bigotry. Everything will be accepted, all under, the umbrella of that whole liberal left-wing, anything goes, and if you judge anything or anyone, then you're a bad person. Therefore, all Christians are bad. Therefore, all Muslims are bad. Therefore, all Jews are bad, because they're all going to have to go, believe it or not. Because if you're not going to worship the Antichrist, you're not going to enter the New Age. And like David Spangler, the United Nations, quote unquote, said, "You will not enter the New Age unless you take the Luciferian initiation." Again, you can't make this shit up. I couldn't write that. United Nations, the ultimate one world government vehicle. And that's what the guy says. So here goes. I'm going to try to build a case for Macron as the next Antichrist. So the Economist, the Rothschild rag that has him, they're touting him as Europe's savior. So, like I said, there's a bunch of things that this guy has to do, or say around him that we'll know, right? And here's one, he's a savior. Another, he got his name because he's going to, his name, Emmanuel Macron, which means God is with us. We have him declaring that he is going to rule like a god, right? He said he's going to rule like Jupiter. The last person that said that was Antioch. And when he conquered Jerusalem, he's the guy who slaughtered a pig in the temple, who defiled it. Desolation, abomination, I don't know, could be. But, so, Macron, pretty sure he wasn't supposed to win, but of course he won because it's all fixed. And, the sickest part is that they had him win by 66.6%, right, over Le Pen, who, pretty sure she probably would have won since France is screwed with their policies right now. Nobody's happy with the status quo, but it's fixed. It was fixed, and they fixed it at 66.6. So he's Emmanuel. He's declared himself a god. They said when in his first speech, and when he does give speeches in Europe after his election, that it's like the crowd is absolutely hypnotized, and they just go on board immediately, which is spooky and eerie in an Antichrist kind of way. You got his freaky wife, right, who was, 25 years older than him, who was his teacher in school, and that's just weird, right? But he's not even with her. He's gay too, and it says also in the Bible that the Antichrist, will not seek the affections of women. So check that one. So then Macron comes over here and he gives a speech in front of Congress, right? And I saw the speech, it was hilarious. He must have mentioned the New World Order, and he called it the liberal New World Order. He mentioned it 5 or 6 times, and he was just like, no, borders are bad, nationalism's bad, and you should have seen our elected officials, both sides of the aisle, would just jump up applauding, fuck our people, fuck these people that elected us. We want a one world government and borders suck. It was ridiculous. So when he came out after the speech and he did the thing on the front of the White House, so he grabs Melania and Trump's hands, right? But it was all planned out, because if you look at it closely, there's no way that could happen by accident. They were grabbing his two middle fingers, his middle finger and ring finger of each hand. So he had to put his hands out and down. They had to grab those two. Then he raises them up in the Baphomet devil horns, throws the goat out to the whole world. And, Trump's doing his part, his King Sears part. He acts like he's not into it and tries to pull it down a little. But he's acting his part, And that temple, they got Trump's face on the temple-issued shekel that you can buy over there in Israel. These rabbis have been getting ready to rebuild this temple, which apparently has to happen because this Antichrist guy has to declare himself in the temple. But they got Trump and Cyrus on the front, King Cyrus, because they're pushing this narrative that Trump is like Cyrus. And, there it is on the coin. There's the back of the coin. The temple that they'll build. So you got Macron, he's giving a speech in France, and he's at the Louvre there in front of that pyramid, which has how many panes of glass in it? Take a guess. That's right, 666. So I don't know about any of you, but I'm kind of excited about this. I think this is kind of exciting. And there is really not much use for movies or television anymore, because the real world is fascinating. It's a fascinating unfolding of events. And if you're not watching, you should be, because that's the good show. That's the real show. And, have fun with it. All right, peace.